What is the meaning of Ochil, or the Ochils? That remarkable range of quite steep hills that severs Fife off from the rest of mainland Britain. Now, it used to be thought that this was a Brythonic Welsh name coming from Uchel, meaning high, but that really doesn't work because we just don't get adjectives really surviving a language shift into successor languages. Now, why would it be Welsh? Well, the reason for this is that if you go back to the late 6th century, Welsh, or Brythonic if you wish, was spoken all the way from southern Scotland, Glasgow and Edinburgh, through most of northern England, central England, and down to probably around Dorset or so, and over into Brittany. And in this period, Brythonic was probably a range of shifting, fuzzy dialects, constantly shifting, but nevertheless, very probably one language. A little bit to the north, there was what people call Pictish, a very problematic language that is not very well attested. And it was thought that Ochil might have been a sort of Pictish word. But this does, as I mentioned, this doesn't work. However, what does work is that it's a reflex of the Celtic word Ochelon. And Ochelon simply means the ridge. And we have this in quite a number in its later medieval manifestation as Ogel. We have this in quite a number of place names in Scotland south of the Mouth. There are several ridgy-like hills, or hills that have two peaks, called Ogel. It's occurred, there's an example or two in Lothian as well. Now, why would we have Ogel and Ochil? Well, it's actually more problematic because on the Ochil Mountains there's a sort of protruding ridge that's called Ogel. It doesn't really make a lot of sense, does it, to have a ridge on the ridge? But the reason for this is probably that Ochelon was well known to speakers of Gaelic throughout history because it's such an important geographical feature. And Ochelon in Gaelic derives regularly into Ochel. So it simply means the ridge. And after digging around a bit, I found there was quite a number of unetymologized place names in Ireland similar to Achil. And I think that this Ochelon developed into Ochil in Irish. And if you look at the locations of all these Ochil names, they're very close to sizable, significant ridges. So as noted, so to summarize, Ochelon is a Celtic word meaning ridge. It's from a word meaning sharp, ultimately. It's quite well attested in many places in continental Europe. It develops to Ochil in Gaelic and to Ogel in Welsh, or rather Brythonic.